Hey y'all, what is up? Did y'all know that Trucking with Tay was at the truck show? It's like a big old YouTuber if you didn't know. Turns out he was at the truck show. Now, that's one guy I hadn't got to meet yet, Trucking with Tay. We've been talking for, I don't know, a couple years now. Super cool cat. Highly suggest sub up to him. And, but I got to hang out and meet a lot of new people this year. I got to hang out with Just Trucking. I had to go over to see Alex, Agent My Show, Mother Trucker. Much respect for both those cats. I've been friends with them for quite a while. I went over and met Tim with Gentry and Sons. A super cool cat, man. I've been watching him for about, I don't know, maybe the last 2 years. The first video I ever watched of his is he had a Kenworth that's pre-emission, and he was getting it started, and I watched that video and I was like, man, this guy's super authentic. I like him. He seems real, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention, he's a hop, skip, and a jump away from me. I told him, I said, I've been meaning to ride up here and work out with you in the garage, you know, pull some wrenches. And he said, shit, buddy, come on up. But he's just right up the road from me. And met him, super cool cat. I also shout out to the rest of the guys that I met up there, the guys that I've seen and met and at the previous truck shows, and they came back. We had a lot of fun. Met a new guy, quite a few new people. There's one super famous person I got to give a shout out to. I hung out with him. Been friends with this cat for about, I met him the first year I went to GATS. Not GATS, but MATS, the Mid-American Truck Show. The one I just came home from. Mid-American Truck Show in Louisville. I haven't missed one since 2018. And this guy pulled in beside me, and he had a red Peterbilt. And I kind of leaned over at him. And it's kind of like in that movie, How High, you know, got weed, got blunt. Yeah, I leaned over and I said, what you drinking? He said, cold beer. I said, shit, me too. Anyway, we kicked it off. We've been good friends since then. He's a big old famous cat on TikTok. His name is, go check him out on TikTok, 379XXX. Yeah, go check him out. David Baker, good cat. I run with him on the show freight and stuff. He's the one that put me onto it. But anyway, on to what I want to make this video about. Hey, sorry about that, guys. My battery died mid-convo, so I don't know where I was at. I said a lot, so I gotta back it back up. So I'm gonna cut it to the short and skinny, and I'm gonna ask you guys, if I was to come out with a line of merch, would you buy it? And I'm not talking about no simple merch. I'm talking about the best badass, most badass trucking swag you can get. Would you buy it? If I come out with some crazy graphics, crazy catchphrases that we all truckers love, I got 23 years of experience of being a trucker with a lot of stuff up here that I'd like to put it on a graphics and put it on a hat, shirt. By the way, can y'all see that? Oh, can you see that? Let me get it. Oh. I tell you what, if you ain't already seen the hat, let me go ahead and just hook you up right here. Y'all see that? Now let me know in the comments what you think about that. It took me a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to go into this logo. No, I'm just kidding. I had the idea of that logo probably about 3 years ago, and I remember talking to Driven Trucking. Me and Driven Trucking used to talk a lot about merchandising and creating a merch line, and he came up with the most badass logo, man. I was so jealous of Driven. I was like, man, that logo's so sweet. I said, I don't know what I want to do yet, but I'm going to come out with a logo that I feel is equally just as badass as Driven Trucking's. I might be a little partial and sentimental, but I think I whooped his ass on logo. Driven Trucking, I think mine kicks your ass. Anyway, I'm really proud of it. I'm just kidding. Brian's got a badass logo, and I was a little jealous. But back when we used to talk about creating a merch line, I didn't have a lot of things in alignment until now. A lot of things just came into alignment to enable me to create a merch line. I'm talking about hats, shirts, hoodies, beanies, lady shirts, hoodies, lady beanies, coffee mugs. I've got to order me about 3 coffee mugs because I want my own coffee mug with my own trucking swag on it. Tumblers. My wife loves tumblers. She's got some expensive tumblers. She's got a Yeti. She uses quite a bit, but I tell you what, she's got a tumbler that's wrapped, and it kind of looks like a Baldwin filter for Cummins. It might be Baldwin, might be, you know, I don't know. She uses that, and another one that my mechanics down there, Haggai and Griffin, sent her for Christmas. It's got kind of green graphics, and it's got a Kenworth logo on it, and she uses that. So I'm like, I've got to create something equally badass, so my wife will use my tumblers, and your wife's gonna use my tumblers as well. I promise it's not gonna be all about make sense. I'm gonna create something that's, if you want to buy the merch like I got right here, and I'm going to be changing some things up. A lot of people, I've already made it known on Facebook and talked to, got a lot of feedback. I'm going to be making all this stuff live very soon. I got a couple tweaks to do on this shirt right here, and I know you can see this shirt right here. You might be able to see the little Make Sense logo. It's basically the same as on the hat. That's where I'm gonna put it right there, and on the back it's gonna be a badass graphic with probably a little catchphrase or something cliche, catchy, eye-popping, make you think, hey, that's pretty cool on the back. This is my first one, and this is what I'm gonna show you, but I gotta tweak it a little bit because I'm gonna change the THA to THE. It's called Living the Dream. But here's a photo of it. So yeah, I got to make a couple tweaks to that, and I'm still in cahoots. Do I want to make THA or THE? I think I'm going to change it to THE. But anyway, the graphics came through, the quality came through, everything came through on some of those things to align for me to be able to create and launch my own merch line. People have been saying it for years. Sammy, come out with a hat, come out with a shirt, I'd buy it. And I'm like, I could do that, but I want something. I don't want to just be the status quo. I want to create something that can compete with the big dogs. Diesel Life, 18 Years of Life, Left Lane Gang, Big Rig Tees. I told Alex, I told him, I said, listen, man, I want to create, I showed him, you know, we talked at the truck show. I said, I want to create this brand big enough where you contact me and say, hey, I want to partner with you, and I want to put your shirts in these truck stops as well, and I want to print X amount of this, X amount of that, X amount of this. And he kind of smiled, and doing what Alex does, he shook my hand, patted me on the back, and said, brother, the only person holding you up from doing that is you. Go do it. You know how to do it. Just do it. That's all there is to it. So that's what I'm wanting to create, something that's not the status quo. I want to be up there with those big dogs. So that's where my thinking is on creating the merch line. That's why it's taken me this long to come out with my own shirt, my own hat, my own logo, because everything didn't align. You know, this is a big deal. This is a super big deal to me. I've not been this excited since I created and started branding on the building the Pro Driver Tool app. So if you don't have your Pro Driver Tools app, go to the iOS, go to the Android store, download it, Pro Driver Tools. It's an app built for truckers, by truckers. And I'm creating a merch line designed by truckers for truckers. Designed by trucker, designed for truckers. Anyway, you catch my drift. I'm super excited about this. I've got 4 designs I got to really work on. Crunch time. Now is crunch time. I got to go home. I just got home from the show. It's parked by the interstate here. Wife's already at home. We just got home from Matt's, so I got to get home and get these designs put together and do a lot of work and try to get this website up and going very, very soon. It's not ready yet, but maybe by the time you watch this video, I'll be ready to make it live. So if you want to head on over to truckandswag.com, it's right here, truckandswag.com. That name is subject to change. I got to come up with a cool ass name, guys. So if you can, help me get creative. I need a name, a brand name, something that I could put a trademark on and copyright and create a brand name like the Diesel Life, like the Big Rig Tees, like the 18 Years of Life, Left Lane Gang, and so forth and so on. Help me create a name like that. And if I happen to choose one of your names, I'm gonna send you a hat, and I'm gonna send you a t-shirt. So be sure to hit that notification bell. That way, if I do reply to you and I do catch your stuff, I need to get your sizes, I need to get your information, I need to get, you know, where to send the stuff to, because I'm gonna have it sent to you. All right, guys, this thing died on me again, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I just wanted to come to you and let you know, like I said, I wanted to create a shirt, a brand, a merch line, stuff that guys, truckers, like, stuff like I like. and hopefully you like it too. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this first shirt, first hat? And without saying too much, I'm gonna go ahead and let the cat out the bag. I've got a lot more designs. Like I said earlier in the video, I've been working on these for the last month, maybe 2 months. So I'm gonna wrap it up right there, guys. Go to truckinswag.com, lock it in your browsers. You know the deal. Until that next video, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. See you, bye.